What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down when Jerome Powell's about to start a speech, which will cause more volatility, not to mention new developments on the charts. But just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY. The offer ends very soon in just 4 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, now let's talk about the markets. So I just want to say that right now the market's gapped up pretty hard. We're looking at some new all-time highs on a SPY, on ES, and many other tickers out there. And we're not too far from all-time highs even on like the Nasdaq and the QQQ. So the question is, what's going to happen from here? I first want to talk about some data and Jerome Powell before I break down the charts. So just know that for today, it is Thursday, September 26th, 2024. It's important to note that we got the GDP numbers. Everything was aligned with expectations. Right over here, GDP growth was at 3%, not bad. And then the GDP price index was at 2.5%, aligned with expectations. Initial jobless claims were at 218,000, below expectations, showing some strength in the labor market. And the continuing jobless claims were very close to expectations. Much of the data was very, very decent. Even GDP sales, however, were like a little bit below expectations, but not too bad. And everything was quite decent, in my personal opinion. So that's part of why the market is pushing. And it's also pushing because of this right here. At 9:10 a.m., we have Collins and Kugler from the Fed giving speeches. And then the main thing is at 9:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 minutes before the U.S. stock market opens. So wherever you are around the world, just know that 10 minutes before open, we have Jerome Powell giving a speech. We have the big guy opening his mouth. And when he speaks, the market's going to make a big move. So get ready for Jerome Powell. The market's already making a big move in anticipation of him. You guys can see that even gold is at record highs right now, awaiting Jerome Powell's speech. Whatever he says is going to be very, very important. So, whatever Jerome Powell says will give us more insights about monetary policy. We could be looking for a shift in what the market prices in. Right now, the market thinks there's a 56% chance we get a 25 basis point cut, and about a 43.8% chance we get a 50 basis point cut. So, this is going to be very, very important, in my personal opinion. We'll see if this ends up going up and if this ends up going down. Wait, sorry about that, guys. Let me clarify. There's a 43.8% chance we get a 25 basis point cut and a 56% chance we get a 50 basis point cut. I just want to correct myself. I think I misspoke for a second, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So one of these is going to likely start going up while this one starts going down. If that's the case, that would be more bearish. If this one goes up a little bit more, and then this one starts going down, the odds of us getting 25 basis points goes down and 50 basis points goes up. That's going to be more bullish for the markets. This will shift depending on what Jerome Powell says. So get ready for that. That's going to be very, very key for us. I also want to mention that as far as the market goes, the market is still holding up near these highs. There's some news about Meta. Meta has basically announced that they have a virtual reality headset, and not to mention a smart glasses prototype, which could be very cool. So just want to call that out. Besides that, I'm not seeing anything else that's too significant on the news so far. So let's just focus on the charts now and Jerome Powell. So the market's pumping right now. We're looking at 575 as resistance on SPY. If that breaks, I think we could get very close to 577. I think that's going to be our next potential target. If we break that, we're looking for 578, then 580 above that. So 577 to 578 could be coming, and then we'll see if SPY kind of pumps up here and then rejects, or if we just continue to pump. I think that resistance is going to be very, very tough, so we might push to these high levels, but then the market may cool off as the day goes on. That's the most likely case. If we lose 573 during Jerome Powell's speech, we're going to be dumping to fill this gap to 570. If we break past 575 and hold it, we're looking for 577, not to mention 578. And if that breaks, we're looking for 580. My gut tells me we could pump a bit, and then after Jerome Powell's speech, when the market opens, we may slow down as the day goes on temporarily. For ES, we're breaking out. We reached my target of 58.25 since we broke 5800. If that continues to push, we're looking for 58.50 as our next target. We'll see if we reject off one of these levels. We could push a little bit higher for 58.50, and we'll see if ES does get a slowdown after that. But overall, it still looks bullish. For Nvda, we're hitting 126.5. That breaks. We're looking for 128.5 next, and we have support at 125 flat. Overall, Nvidia looks more bullish, so we could be looking for an attempt to break 127 and eventually reach the 128, and we'll see if we get a rejection or not off these levels. But nonetheless, I see some more upside potential on Nvidia. We could be pushing higher for the 128 area, and we'll see if we get a rejection. But overall, we still look more bullish. I think this could push a little bit more, and then we'll see how things go from here. For other factors out here, we also have Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking more bullish. I think that 65,000 is a strong possibility, followed by 66,000. And we have our support around this 63,600 area. I think it's going to go a little higher for 65,000 or a little bit above that. Then we'll see if we get a rejection or not, but there is more upside potential. For Tesla, we look more bullish. We have 262.5 as our resistance. If this breaks, we're looking for basically 265 as our target, followed by the 267 area. Overall, Tesla looks more bullish. It looks like it could push a little bit more. Excuse me, it could push more, but whether or not that continues depends on Jerome Powell. So I think Tesla may attempt to get up to 265, if not higher, even to 268. But then we'll see if we get a rejection off that range. We could pump and then slow down as the day goes on. So look for at least 265 or higher to be coming, and then we'll see what kind of reaction we get. For NQ, we look bullish. We're looking for 20,500 to break. If that breaks, we could be approaching the highs. I think that we're going to be looking at 20,600 followed by 20,800 as our targets. Nonetheless, it looks more bullish and it's still trying to hold up. We could push a little bit more approaching Powell speech and we'll see if we get a rejection or not, but so far so good. QQQ looks bullish. We're looking for 495 as a target. I did call this out yesterday that this had potential to pump more, especially as we have these gaps to fill. So we're going to be looking for 495 to break. If that breaks, we're looking for 498 to 500 as our next target. If we reject off 495, we're looking for that gap fill back down to 487. If we end up losing 493, but overall we look more bullish. It looks like it wants to be pushed for 495 and maybe get closer to 500. We still look bullish on the triple Q. For Apple, we look more bullish. We're trying to break out here. So we had this flag that was essentially forming. So I had this drawn out just like this. We got this breakout, so this could be pushing for this 230 area, and we'll see if it rejects or not. But overall, this looks bullish. Looks like it wants to get closer to 230. Then we have the IWM. This is rebounding. We have this gap to fill up here, so we could be looking for 221, then eventually 222 as our targets. Looks very bullish. Looks like it wants to bounce right here. So expect more upside for the 222 area, and we'll see if we get a rejection later on during the day. But for now, approaching Powell speech, we look more bullish. Coinbase looks more bullish. We're looking for 172 as our resistance. If that breaks, we're going up to about 174. So 172 to 174 can be tested. We'll see if we reject. But for now, we do have more upside potential. Amazon looks like it wants to push up to 195. If that breaks, we're looking for 196. I think that there's potential in Amazon to continue to pump, and we'll see how things go. If we break 196, we're looking for 197.5 next. We'll see if Amazon rejects off one of these levels, but overall it looks bullish. It's riding its EMAs very nicely. Could be pushing for the 197 area, and we'll see if we get a rejection as the day goes on. But for now, we do remain more bullish. Meta has tough resistance at 580. We pumped quite a bit compared to the markets. We'll see if 580 breaks. If not, we could be tipping back down to fill this gap. So if we lose 575, we're looking for 570 all over again. But nonetheless, the chart looks more bullish. We look like we could push more on Microsoft. We have these targets right over here. We have basically 436.5 to 438 as targets. We'll see if we break to those high levels or not, but then watch to see if we get a rejection as the day goes on. We still look more bullish nonetheless. We also look more bullish on 165. That breaks, we're looking for basically 166. We still look more bullish, and we'll see how things go from here. With that being said, I just want to say I appreciate you guys so much for listening. The charts look bullish. 575 looks like it's coming. It's going to likely try to break on a SPY and Tesla and the others. So we'll have to see how things go. And we will see if we get a rejection as the day goes on. But for now, as I speak, the market remains bullish, approaching Powell's speech. Thank you for listening, guys. I'll see you guys very soon in a couple of hours for another update. I want to make this one nice, quick, sweet, and simple. And I'll see you guys after Powell's speech. So thank you for listening. Peace out.